messages are making ebia one note here person udi honkomoba. There is a special greetings to you from Honorable Collins Adomako Mensa. Also will be greetings to my Odadie senior. Great insight from him. Collins Efijakwabre North, Member of Parliament. Honorable
Obi, I think almost every text our kind of, they have very, very valuable points.
Yes.
Again, Oko say Ghana, or makes me even say about organic maize. Minim baby a diamakuhunu ebetu sisala, ebroa a free northern region, especially sisala, edeba. We are seeing
okay.
I intimi and take advantage of it, and you're proud of it, and exploit it to our benefit. It's a question that I'm asking myself, finding out what is out there. And we're going to. Yes, well, I don't think say a zero, sir. Okay. I'm sure say knowing says our talent, I believe that we should have done more to exploit it. But I think it's part of the plans that we have. And that we will take advantage of that to our benefit. We also have the issue of galamsey. We cannot rely on rains.
Rainwater.
No, we can't. And like I said, if you come to the northern regions, government irrigation, we have massive irrigation projects in the north. I was surprised.
The
schemes are there, but the farming is not organized. The schemes, Botanga, your friend is saying, Tamni, Via, and all other small. In fact, this year in Krano, we put a tender in for 13 irrigation schemes and dams in the north. We're talking about major ones. The government this year is putting another 300 million Ghana cedis in irrigation schemes in the north. And yes, we are not going to rely on rain-fed agriculture throughout. And if we are not going to do so and apply irrigation, then we need to be concerned about the effect of galamsey on our water bodies. And therefore, we should all come together. You see, sometimes it's very, very political because, and also now, Sebi, Ibinumu, and so you have to be very sensitive about it, even though you have to deal with the cancer of it. And therefore, the small community mining program now are buying their bar under Ministry of Lands. So man phone in an form and tum. Now you mantiano and focus on eno. And when you galamsey bia. Na yentiminya river bodies no nyemfanya irrigation because if one of the most fertile lands are you between the developing grains Ghana the northern regions, and they have only one rainy season, which is around this time. So for us in the southern sector we have 2 rainy seasons, but then for irrigation yes you know a bit a plant for the middle gap now is polluted. And so we must all come together to deal with this. Somebody talked about subsidized agriculture. Under PFJ, it's a massive subsidy, but it doesn't appear as a subsidy. And I try to explain it. So first, now fertilizer, and seed, 100 Ghana cedis, near the amount 85.
85, yes.
Good. By 85 cities, Oko Bob Bosia.
And now the koto.
Bosia at 41%. Everybody see interest in Babacam where we do 120 Ghana cities. But with PFJ2, you the amount 100 cities, you the amount at 100 cities.
Okay.
Send you a ton or market now.
Okay.
Uko dia, no buy any bar. Now I'm my a bro worth 100 cities. Anyway, what that will do, they say, so the Uyani assassin. What do assassin ba near that land development now, man, seed fertilizer, extension officer, aggregator, no boawa, then be pana. What that will also stop immediately is smuggling.
Yeah.
You see, amanfo efa ewia o ne akwachi fertilizer wa ha abawie because see a ton fertilizer wo Yara as an example we the omofan chairman I mean use some as a hypothetical situation case so ton fertilizer 100 Ghana cedis ewo Ghana ton the same fertilizer 100 Ghana cedis ewo Burkina 100 Cote d'Ivoire 100 Togo Ghana ama subsidy 15%. Inti amani ni na ton 100, Ghana nkwa ton 85. Inti offer no the cross border when you 15 cities in Faso. And only a more profitable there. Obe due bro, atwa mbosome enan ansa na ba mwetwa na say ni. Inti no and people were able to smuggle. Se si ano, nini na ye 100 Ghana cities. But what I say, yes. Name no Cote d'Ivoire ko bobo si ande koto. Wo de
the amount.
The amount. The yes ani say and no buy any bar ubetua. I mean it looks that easy on paper but systems these structures are able putting in place no. There be ubetua. Ubetua. O money for all there. And so do na be do no kre but the yen share inside that sa loop wo kakra no kra no.
Mobe pluck.
Oh, I dang. Say na my Ghana ska enyu enkosa. Ebi na enyu a yesi ano. And you know, but what will happen is that people are going to get these things. It's going to stop smuggling, and because they take it and they are going to pay back in crops, you know, it will go into production. And you know, say first, you know, say so fertilizer na the 100 bags neighbor, no more smuggle 30%. 30 as 30 no and fan no by Emma. But this time no fertilizer na ebeba system no need that no by ebema production I den akosro.
Okay, now there were specific questions on that to clarify your mind. Yeah, the crops are more share under phase 2. Number 2 beneficiaries near why more.
Okay, ni bia Ghana obia oye kuya sisia no eye beneficiary na de hia me pa ne omo motete offices no.
Okay,
Joy FM ambe so bia di machine ye kuya
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM
pese obia bansa se wo ho. Look, we have I'll keep using Northern region as an example because the neya na mifi ho eba we have 2.3 million hectares of arable land. Out of the almost 2.8 million hectares of land in the northern region, about 2.3 available for farming. Only 800,000 per year cropping. Do you want to have that? Into what new people, new farmers, people who in Faso mupa, in Faso ewukuya mupa. Obia wo Ghana ha ne oye kuya no. PFJ 2.0 no eyewodia but number 2 se wo te Ghana hana bosome unje 3,500 ayenko yekuya but what I say se usika because make me ama 1 acre obenya brosa nti so him enko sa uton ade wo kwan ho se juma wo ye no unye juma you have no business at this point say because say ejuma ni ho because president is here and no can want some chain and anom. So only more ranting on in asase. In fact, I think it's about next week or next 2 weeks, President is share National House of Chiefs. So under PFJ 2.0 no obi so ba na okase ope 5 hectares na nanom emfa maw
free ana
o de say wonu be je wonsa ana say wonu be je o bibi kura na omo ntwen na u do eburo no na ba omo de o de bag baako akwa himfi na kwan bia so no ekwaye no anansa ase na da ho na yemfa nya hwi no woni fa mamrantie no ne yemfa nya adwuma enti ne ka se de ohia PFJ 2.0 de ohia ne asase
de ohia ne se wanya asase
e no kra na nanom ahye yebo so mapeni and we believe say omampeni de na no tumu a omo be jema ma enti obia wo Ghana ha wo pese wo ye adwuma no adwuma wo ho ma wo
Agric Ministry more land banks mo betimi release for a project
like will be
will be
last week kra no mate ho committee So we name say Manchester Asempa mo kan wasem. Nkofo bebre fire nsase no EDCC adan ne ho niema ti mate committee ukọ nungwa ha.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM.
Agriculans
94.7.
dodo na ekọ Dawenya Agriculans ekọ dairy farms Agriculans ekọ Amrahia Agriculans ekọ Pokwase Agriculans ekọ Ejura Agriculans Kumewu yensa say central region Pumaze poultry hakrai and also Nkrofo and Kruchu yensa say all around the country Nkrofo and Kruchu on Agriculans Amati committee as well in so one in Kogan and no one more assassin no buy but it will not be enough yen agric assassin it will not be enough ye percent ananum ehwe dwumadi ya ye babedi no one ma yensase be ma me GB Foods omo kra no mo ye Gino tomatoes
Yes.
me buy ya me ni omo hia say omo kra tomato ni bia bagana omo ya de omo nya ho mfaso ye percent
Almost set up ha.
almost set up for Ghana me ne Spanish ambassador kasai omo adwumaku no ehọ ne free me say ambassador tomato na Nkrofo na kraba ha no omo di da kakra Gino Ghana obi edi
Yeah.
ye pese mo ye Gino no made in Ghana Gino and then omo koje asase wa farm plains omo je asase wa farm plains a wona share about September yi woni ba be shase na wona sate dua tomatoes and also kan agenda ho ayede eboa ntin sase ne de me gidi say nananom e de be ma woni Nkrofo ewo omompotemu a woni pese woni ye
Omo kuya.
na mo san kan sase na kwan bia ye be fa so a ye de omo be she PFJ PFJ 2.0 Ghana for nadia
Yeah. In the honorable say me wa asase na me pese me take advantage amenko hin.
from September I think from September 10th we call district
Agric officer.
Okay. Because I feel so near the omo ebe fa training mu platform na ye de be ye na fi na ye na September 15th ni ye wie okọ na okọ kire bigiti okọ kire odin e kire wafu dida okọ kire na omo map ma eba platform so na ye hu noba ya udua de hu hia omo be ya ma o ye foforo so na okọ ho no mu a which asase anananom dia mawo
Yes.
and your right to the lander because when me call now for sanko point asase bi say we media muncho me na mama fertilizer ni see debi until you show the rights you have to the land
Documentation,
and then they work with you to make sure say you are fully enrolled and benefiting from
the program. A graphic story ne can say initiative focuses on affordable timely credit. Credit no ebe free hefa.
So the first of all, no, Yama seed ne fertilizer ne machinery services.
Yes.
So one case who here working capital.
Good.
Ghana ha no. Banks no do na no agric no mo ntiase. Esane no credit su kakra na enim no. Enti no we kuani na ukọ banks e mo obusia. Eya eyedin. Si ye be bo obusia kra so a.
on Asempa FM.
Ye bo obusia send omo de bo business bia. Kuya busia so no. Yen fa 30% nye. And now 35 and now 40%. Kuya busia. 10%, 15%. But bank no so no. Ono so ye adwuma agemfa so.
Yeah.
Ono mu kokobo busia Bank of Ghana 30%. No on fa me ma saying. But eno na hona buying ebem. Say a great bank mom show me kutupa say sika we monfa ma ekuafo at this interest rate
Fixed.
yes because ye be and then ukọ gesala ye be my interest rate ukọ now ye kia but ube apply so u train at the sika no akoye northern rainy season here ube apply ko answer na usabeke sika no na rainy season nature
Yeah. Yeah.
na sika no so on saka it's rainy season here twebo we build this kind of day
Sure.
but what I say and you know we just want the financial institutions who are committing to PFJ no to give timely credit say so, yes card for Juna yebesre moma yeskano for June and yes we ma yeskano September ebidu ho no no one farm my kra
okay Indiana as part of this program more engage banks no
engage be omampani ankasa a conference, a breakfast meeting with financial institutions and the Bank of Ghana. I think first week of October.
Okay.
Or yes, sir. They are
all in line with PFJ2.
I mean, look, I'm a member of the government. I am a member of the MPP and a member of Parliament and a member of the cabinet. But over here, the commitment and programs are omampenia shishe, so obey all in the interest of PFJ and in the interest of farmers. Yes, first one or the program to launch the PFJ in Tamale because this is a planting season, and if you look at the forecast, they are going to increase production more than 50% compared to last year on the major crops now, Makanwasem. But then he's also going to do for the first time 50 years I say cocoa when Ghana. There be a cocoa season, October. For the first time, we are going to have a different kind of cocoa pricing ever in the history of this country. Our Penia Committee for the first time to also do it. Number 3, Oshia financial institutions now on financing agric under PFJ phase 2 to let them know that when it comes to agric financing, it cannot be business as usual. Only development partners, all major stakeholders in agriculture, Ebishia, as part of the planting for food and jobs phase 2, or Baba Youth Conference on agriculture as part of PFJ phase 2, or Baba Lanche, the master plan, Baba Che Ghana, immediate from September to December, 10 crops and poultry, no, baby, I will say do from January to June next year, baby, I will say do na ubia tracky sa progress, no, up to 5 years. You're following the master plan on agriculture, and now far. Ube who role all the parties play. The Ghana, dear sin and you Susani Beya, you better not have you a document anymore. Now don't such so. And when we solve the problem, we'll be proud. So the president has about 8 or so programs, all in relation to PFJ2. And make Ghana for Yempekwani and Monabaso say, I mean, the planting for food and jobs, no, phase 1, no, Abawi, no, the Niswadi Huna or the woman phase 2, no, you bet me Ayeni na Ghana, Afani.
Ghana for a form to my perf. And the other thing is on Nyoma, a buying intervention as part of phase 2, no, Waka said the Hian se farm and Enyana Sase, and improve seedlings, a buying would procure and give it out to farmers. A buying is not going to procure anything. Okay. A buying is not going to procure seeds. No fertilizer. Okay. Farmer no enable procure the fertilizer. Okay. The catch fertilizer supplier and say farmer no ya yenim nefu. Okay. Ye won the Ghana card. Yenim bebioti. Ya mano extension officer. Ya man aggregator. Into the facade no mano. 4 months time we try to know by na. Ye beton through Ghana Commodity Exchange. Okay. Ye ton we are. Oh, okay. And there's a farmer now called Yara, for example, no copper fertilizer. Money Yara, it was our arrangement.
So that's what we are trying to do. And a buying a sika and ye kukuru a diashim. But a buying the one day a Jina fertilizer company and say, me will all be mu GD. If you say, minim nefu, my man aggregator. And no pebi asere ameka say ordinate integrator no etene so ono so no esanse commission editorial intino de bia no wo gen but church say oboa with extension officers say ne be ya wafuo no ebe yie na wanya ne number ye onya ne number ye no te sika na yede ma wo na de aka no timi ton e wo dwa so nti aban sika yedi e shem eto seed yeto fertilizer month for small girl bi no
no, a be free ho.
A be free ho.
But the contingent liability on that arrangement will still be on government.
No, not, you see, we spend 600 million cedis on PFJ.
Yeah.
Let's even say it is true. A year. Of your budget,
Yeah.
that is almost the line item there, or 600 million. I think that the farmers who are going to be on the program, with the systems that we have put in place, we will be able to secure that, so that contingent liability, in the unlikely event that will be there, will not be more than 10 million. And that is far, 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 far cheaper than the 600 million. But then also, those farms are insured. But what I say, so we are going to make sure that the farms are insured and then reinsured to ensure that a buying and shedda any day
Enkum
they are buying yani say systems na ebema farmer no etimi edua atwa no baye no e dia call commodity exchange for no ho amono aton ama ebia sogumwa Unilever.
Yeah.
Pachocha say,
Yeah.
and I say Accra Brewery, and I say a brewer Nestle. Not Nestle for etuya to the financing bank and our financing input supplier. No ati nisika. O just say
Yeah.
that is what a buying edina ho de be den.
Ebe
And yes, a buying at the budget bubuha. Eba say you sika bia ye di ba be share infrastructure mu, irrigation, warehousing, and okra no tutu na no ye boama private sector na eden akomu. Say the be aban no ebe provided the environment near twe ho free yankasa Ghana yesika ye di eshim.
But no will bring me to the question of warehouses as part of PFJ1. The last time our predecessor about no see mu sibe 80. Ekosiisen ye jagu anase mugu so.
Obi say ene 80 no kra yesi awia. It is not enough. My main car asem nchero. 80 na yesi no. Ba could be 1,000 metric tons. Into 80 no. 80,000
metric tons. Yes.
Me no nete ha ene ka say emu rice we consume 1.5 million metric tons.
Yes.
Ebro almost 2.5 million metric tons. Into 80,000 metric tons by a day.
Woefully inadequate. By a way.
It is inconsequential. Baby a year kodo. And yeah, the politics of 80 metric ton warehouse is inconsequential. See a near bre, see a bay year idea yeah. We have to scale up.
Yeah, I know, but I say you have to start from somewhere, and because you are committed public resources, people would want to know if we've completed them.
80, I think about 50 of them are fully complete and operational. Oko Agogwa warehouse, National Service for Use, Ekahubi, Oko Kume Ukwan so Agogwa or left. 80, a lot of them are completed and in use. But what I'm saying is that,
but some of them are abandoned. That's what
I don't think that none of them are abandoned.
Okay,
none of them are abandoned. I have the bills on my table. We are paying them. All of them are ongoing. None of them are abandoned. But my point is that and yes, I committed public funds and because it's inconsequential in the scheme of things. Where we are going, 80 warehouses, it's really nothing. But it doesn't also mean that the whole Ghana, 80 warehouses per year. There are quite a lot of warehouses in the system. Okonofa, they are dotted around, even from before you enter Tamale. After the airport, you see a lot of warehouses in the region. You know, it's not an issue, say the whole Ghana.
Owned by private people.
Yeah, private, and that is where we want the private sector to go in. We want private sector people to go into warehousing because it's a big business opportunity. Commodities. We want people to go into it because the production is going to go up. And when production goes up, we want people also, another business venture is to get these warehouses to store the grains. But the 80 warehouses in there, to be honest, it's not something that going forward it should be a matter of debate because it's not enough.
Inti for no even though any enough no fit for purpose I say yetimi de no bayegum.
Yes. They are in use. Those that are completed are in use.
But we need data breakdown of that 80.
I couldn't.
They were in use.
I don't think so. You will have the time for me to go through the 80.
But the other thing is, now your name say PFJ1 there was specific target number of farmers and normal person also. PFJ2 more target you're saying. How many farmers are you looking at enrolling onto this program?
So we believe, sir, because it's a system, it's a process. If you day one, you bring all the farmers, which is about 3.5 million, and the new ones that wants to come on board. Me better now studio here, me share me WhatsApp. I want to go into farming. I have land. I have the new ones that you can't really manage the process.
Yes.
The suppliers, which is the seed suppliers, the fertilizer suppliers, they must also organize themselves to bring these inputs in. We don't make supply fertilizer in this country. What I say?
Yes.
So we're looking at about a 12-month period of about 1.2 million people. And then we scale up.
12 months of 1.2 million.
Yes. And we can do it. We can do it and feed ourselves. I am more than optimistic that we can do it. If we increase our yields with the same farmers and the new ones that are coming on board, hopefully large scale, if we do that with our seeds, with our fertilizers, in 12 months, maybe, and I pray that we are able to exceed the targets that we have set for ourselves because of the commitment and because the trust that I have in the farmers, that when they receive these items, and based on the systems that we are putting in place, we will be able to recover it. And banks are able to finance the input dealers to be able to catalyze the system.
If there is a pledge, hand on heart, to make it to the Ghanaian people in terms of importation of tomatoes, onions, rice, Mayamfa 3 we pay. 3 years from now, can we stop importing these products?
But I think that Ghana for now say the so in 3 years, if now that people have become more aware about the embarrassing nature of the situation, and so if in 3 years we have not been able to solve this but I think it's basic, this basic problem. Now say me and I yesterday when we launched the pledge, I said, "So help me God." Means I am charged to lead this process. But I need all Ghanaians. I need all farmers. This is food. It has nothing to do with politics. It is food. Nanzeya afenyoma kene atoforcing in parliament.
Yeah.
And so omujina parliament the day before. So we should all come hands on deck and deal with this problem. So if you want me to put my hand on my heart, I want to do that. That I will be, if the president wants to continue to have me there, okay, then I put my hand on my heart and say that I will lead the charge to ensure, say, at least the vision that we have set, the targets that we have set, that I lead the charge to get it done. That in 3 years, we would have met our target. In 5 years, we would have been out of the situation.
Of importing tomatoes, onions.
I mean, look, saying that importation, it's not me to say that we've stopped the importation. It's the market. But yes. I can tell you that
enough to
what we consume, we will be able to produce. And when we have produced, we believe that importation will stop. China imports tomatoes. America imports tomatoes. Notwithstanding the production, or no, they say tomato be a special type of tomato and all those things. There's nothing you can do about it. But it will not be such that it will affect our foreign exchange. And that charge, I promise on my honor to lead it.
Ma yenye with your specific interventions for poultry. And I know, say, one issue, and poultry farmers, the agric ministry, I don't want to personalize it, the agric ministry, a feed.
Yeah.
And how much it costs them to procure maize and sanium. What's the specific intervention for poultry farmers?
Well, it's quite simple. I've put it in that way. It's quite simple. The poultry farmers, let me give a bit of history. We only produce 4% of what we consume.
Akokwa yidi Ghana.
No cry the bossing tomatoes. We consume about 340,000 metric tons and produce just about 15,000 metric tons. The problem is that the total installed capacity for the poultry farms and what our processors can process is about 25,000 metric tons. Until you can't poultry farms, boom, in cocoa bit produce a year, Amaya processing. It's just about 25,000 metric tons. And come here. Until the first thing that we're doing is we have a target this to the end of the year to increase it from 15,000 metric tons to between 20 and 25,000 metric tons by reviving the installed capacity. Whilst we are at it, we want to make sure that by end of next year, we move it from 25,000 to 75,000 metric tons, which means that we want to add 50,000 metric tons to our production. Because, according to Usidai, all the blogs see back, so I just said once and now the full Friday.
Yes.
And that is where we want to give some incentives to large scale
Poultry farmers
to come in. Despite Ofori Sapon, they came to see me that they want to go into very large scale poultry farmers. And I mentioned their name because I got their permission to do so. And others who don't want their names mentioned have come to see me. I have an investor today. You didn't call end of this week. You didn't call Pomazi Poultry to go and revive it and start it in a central region. Kwame Nkrumah, Pomazia, Igui. We're going to revive it and start it. And we want large-scale poultry farmers to come in. And then also encourage more people, incentivize them to be able to increase our installed capacity from 25,000 in January to 75,000. But what are the specific incentives? When we met the poultry farmers, they talked about, one, feed. Yes. And they gave us a price. They gave us a price. 1% maize, at the time 450 cedis.
A bottle back 450 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
100 kg.
Yes.
Okay.
The issue is that so tamale soa. Sa e Bruno. 450 cedis watermale.
Watermale.
Wow. But ebedum kra na cost 700. Ebedu Techiman, Ebedu Kumasi Boris B farms na cost 600, 700. Enti kwan ben so na di Bruno ebefi tamale ho
abro mo for 450 na.
For 450 no. But it's quite simple. If we buy the grade B maize now, yen tono at 450, we'll buy it for less. And the difference will be the transportation.
Ekosiisen on
or the difference 450 no between.
Yes.
Yeah, be turn be 400, not 59 transportation. Until there will be net zero near their bromo. And so we've told them, say, we will make sure say they have the feed at the price that they want.
450 no.
Yes.
Now how are you going to do it?
Well, I just explained it to you. Say a bronan kasankasa no ko tamalewa ne buono no.
In the ministry ne be kwa akofa.
And a private sector person me kwa
okay.
Because ne buono no. But what you say? But ne buono no for grade A, grade B, grade C.
Sure.
Ni higher 450.
Yes.
Until say yetimi to grade B or grade C no at Bayer, which is what they consume. At Bayer 350 and now 400. The difference will be the distributor's margin and transportation. And that is arrangement that we are making for them. Many we import wheat.
Yes.
A meeting 2 weeks ago. in Ghana. Omu import wheat now. Omunya wheat brand. A few of them have written to me.
Okay.
To commit to give the wheat brand to the poultry farmers.
Oh.
Yes.
I know some you saw the feed, no.
Say wheat no the bano. Ghana have wheat na the able. No import to no process. Okay. But byproduct near wheat brand.
Okay.
And we had poultry in Kukorona edi.
Omudi.
But first, no nanko mo sign export to
brand and so sign the call.
Million share say, oh, alabraka. Modi wheat ni ba, modi foreign exchange ko koto wheat ba. Edi be ye brudu enya so fast wheat brand no modi maya na ye day.
And they've committed to give that to
some
the
of
state.
Them.
Okay.
Some of them. Be a throw me letter. Me entre poultry farmers are one for wheat brand no. Which is a very good initiative. Yeah. Eswa by say boss our companies no about at the right time you don't deem to join near domase. That is one. That is 2. 3 vaccines no. In Kukon Rona one here no. We are going to give them the vaccines.
The state will fund that.
These are vaccines that they import and pay taxes and the complications and the timing and all those things. We are going to support them with these vaccines. Yeah. Because it's here, no. The fact is that there's also no free lunch.
Yeah.
Yenim. Yentimi so far buying sikano and subsidizing yama bebre. Yen yenuho. Enti kwan bia yebetimi de aban etumi aboa ankrankran djuma no.
Mo be use.
Sa na wo say ye no. Nti nye sika bebre aye committee. Nti day old chicks no yebeboa omo. Vaccines no yebeboa omo. Ena seed no so feed no so no yebeboa omo price na omo pay. Don't forget too that there are a lot of investment from our development partners in all sectors. And if we're able to concentrate some of these development partners to help revive the poultry farms now, it will also help with our installed capacity. We need to solve that problem. And we need to solve it aggressively. And I'm happy that at least the poultry farmers are happy with the plan that we agreed on. Now that it's launched, we're going to meet them, tie the edges, and take off. And that problem, we're hoping that it will be solved.
Your colleague member of parliament, Honorable Bryan Acheampong, MP for Bia East, Osiobi, good afternoon. Please, I heard the minister say that cocoa crop season will be opened come September. How are they going to finance the cocoa purchases since parliament is not aware of any cocoa syndicated facility? And also, why are they shifting from net FOB pricing to gross FOB pricing? By the way, kudos to the NDC and His Excellency JDM for drawing the attention of the MPP government to how cocoa farmers are being cheated. Bryan Acheampong, Bia East MP.
Asemna Krachi no kano. Richard Bichao mentiasie.
Sir.
Because one shedan can be bia. Say nimre so den oye.
Ose mo kase mu be cocoa season in September no busa say parliament ya aware of any cocoa syndicated facility.
We said that we will not as a government make such a bold statement. Well, I think that the Cocoa Board will release a statement by end of day today. We will not make such a bold statement. NCBB so. And we know exactly what we're doing. Before we open the cocoa season, we will have money. And yet, cocoa ninina ena yedeko syndication, loans no, ena yedeko parliament. Trade financing. Yanko parliament. Se Mercalibo eba ana cocoa producers no processors no eba se discover koto cocoa bremia. Yanko parliament. But when you want to take a loan, it goes to parliament. And
parliament.
And so we at this point you just
and
we have to. I'm saying that enu say ye beto cocoa no.
Na mwenye ska mo de
beto. Na ye wo sika ye ne kwan so. Say a beto cocoa. Nti enye politics asem.
And with that, meaning all the options are on the table,
Absolutely.
even including loan. I was here parliamentary
Understand,
approval.
Ghana, you supply cocoa to cocoa processors.
Sure.
Will crew.
Ekosiisen
Omutu
on
ayeka.
Sempa
Yes.
FM 94.
You supply cocoa. Emma other countries, companies who are outside of Ghana, trade financing, and parliament. Syndicated loan and a parliament. Into one kind of kuma, Anthony Yem. Obi eniwa OCC farmers, ewo Ghana, especially what the president directed me buy an of frame. Or swimming in their channel frame. Say, making sure say cocoa board first ebijina number 2 cocoa pricing ebeye say kwan bia mo be fa so mo be hwem kontambuo no ama cocoa farmers no enya good pricing mo fa so eno ne yeye
And the farmers should be rest assured say cocoa board would raise the necessary money to buy or more produce.
Me say enchibia as me am making enchibia will be 2 weeks. Yeah, say near Ghana.
Very well. Obi, kindly ask the minister plans and measures put in place to ensure the easy and smooth transportation of farm produce. Okay, I think we've dealt with that. I'll say, Obi, a lot of pig farms in Ghana are folding up because of feed. Takrady flour mills, which is one of the largest importers of wheat in the country, sell the byproduct of the wheat at a cut-throat price to the farmers. What can the minister do about this development? Into way Emmanuel Ohinijan somewhere in the United Kingdom and all the way about into our pig farms or monso feed or set takrady flour mill imported wheat a ton by product at cutthroat prices. And I don't know, is there any intervention that the Mayama poultry farmers no for pig farms and so on?
I'll talk about this pig farm.
Yes.
Richard Acheampong planting for food and job is to when you want a manka. Sending a text.
I'm sure so with you.
Sending a text.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
Yes.
I did mention focus crops and poultry.
Yeah.
And that is the focus of PFJ Phase 2.
Phase 2.
It doesn't mean that all other crops being consumed in Ghana is going to be abandoned. Or livestock and small ruminants.
Yeah.
That is not what we are suggesting.
Okay.
But the focus is on
the Obu boy.
on
And now
PFG,
Obu boy.
yes, and a poultry. The Ministry of Food and Agriculture exists for all crops, all livestock and ruminants. But the PFJ 2.0 program is on 10 crops and poultry. And that is what we want to focus on. If we want to talk about piggery, we can also link him to the animal production division of the ministry, who is looking at the development of piggery.
I think the commonalities near the feed, you know. But once now we can wheat brand now, I don't know which companies you were dealing with, but once now kind of companies necessarily poultry farmers among supply wheat brands
Right.
need to. And he also says, I think they use that and so for pig feed. No, I don't know.
Yes.
But
the arrangements now
for poultry.
for poultry.
Okay,
We want
that's
to
fair.
make sure say poultry issue we've dealt with it.
That's fair. That's fair. Obi, good afternoon. Ghanaians should be patriotic enough to patronize made in Ghana goods, irrespective of the price, as has been the complaint. The price levels will eventually address packaging and others to meet standards and create job opportunities. Berima Dr. Ofori Ameyaw the first, Futufohene of Obokwew, and chairman of the Council of Elders, Ghanaian Union of Traders Associations, and I know the way about. Honorable, we should be. I wish we could continue. Messages are 100 doors, but unfortunately we've run out of time, and there's also other very important engagement. Inti where's Obi? You cannot do agri by mouth. I have 100 acres in the north. 100 acres in the north.
Wait, I mean, Mr. Wasamo, who was a Ghana Hano?
Yes.
You produce wheat.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, your secondary schools need also to wheat the year brodo in Sanya.
Yeah.
Maybe some were 3 days so. Say, you introduce cornbread with schools, a good idea.
Say corn, that's in a brew.
Cornbread, I come up, I may be by.
Oh, really?
Maybe say my cornbread, maybe because I think because we and this year we're going to have a bumper harvest
of maize.
Of maize.
In the maize bread.
Cornbread and maize bread. So in maize now, one of the cassava no flour no cacao. A very nice bread.
Oh, really? You have one here? Me need that.
I say maybe. Oh,
that be me mom.
But we pesanka yes of it.
Ain't bad
because we don't import wheat.
Yeah.
We don't produce wheat in Ghana.
Sure. In the way we always have to import.
We have to import
to do
wheat
bread.
To do bread.
Meanwhile, you maize.
Yeah, maize. And so cornbread, no, nutrition facts now. Any wheat,
almost the same.
Yes. But
I think it's not bad because to be honest, the last time I made a friend is saying company and a 1D1F for Central Region Casa de Ropa. Also, is it potato? Or bread.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so nice.
I think say education minister GS and the headmasters say because we are going to have a bumper harvest on corn. We introduce cornbread as a substitute to.
And you're bad.
Because sika ye train kwa broche kwa kra
wheat no.
Ediba no.
Yeah.
Ye wo a bro e wo kroma. But ye di ba wie no. Mesre. Na Ghana food na ntwa madwen emra planting for food and jobs no.
Okay.
So data no ye di ba beto abontin am obi ehu ba bia ye kɔ. Nim gu asesem say ye kofa jene ni tomato. If you be man so aba Ghana ye won sase fertile ones e betima ye de. Ye be ye for ye na ye track it. Now hold ourselves responsible for the targets no. Now me invite obia opeso call farming no. However small and or hopefully commercial large scale farming or bar ye beboa no. Because we want all hands on deck. Na ne kra no me so nim say agric enye me background. Ye de me call agric ministry me ra me hwe me chief me kon achi say hey but team me koto omo
ministry
ho no. And say me make ken na say na me Ukraine na enye obi nkrofo e wo agric ministry ho and etimi aboa amasa anema we ni na me bo ma basopa fi me chief director director policy planning extension director crops plant protection women in agriculture machinery animal production one aboa ama etimi a designing program me abebi doing pempenso ya president commission Ghana for and coming home na ministry of agric staff and the district officers regional directors across the country on we to when see ho say one be boa program yi ni kra no me stakeholders
yes
shishia omuni na poultry industry peasant farmers feed millers omuni na me dom sipa for contribution and about Eastern region there Eastern Patriots.
Eastern Patriots.
Eastern Patriots.
Okay.
Nipa be 400-500 no one page so.
Omo a group of farmers and
they would and now obia advert ya moye for a show.
Okay.
Obia they are two. Omo support to me.
Nice.
Eastern Patriots. Nice. Me and yeah.
And I want to believe say Eastern Patriots no would want to know say Honorable Bryan Acheampong me mean they are oko Eastern region ko for you akotoaba in the super delegate conference me boa say otoaba no to start with otoaba so wa ka say we policy we MPP ni otoaba me boa
me toaba
good we vote the secret into one but I say there is a bigger race ahead November 4th the SC Saturday you know do you think it will influence the ABC November 4th?
Look, I'm an extremely rational human being. And I know the state our MPP womb at this time.
Yes.
And I know the time to election. For me, Oshe the see Saturday na November no kra na nke hu hia.
And what's anka moto cry?
A C. A C. And the MPP will be grateful to, I believe, and I will especially, be grateful to any candidate who decides that because of the time, because of the potential acrimony, and in some amount for Becky Kanchen Crawford,
Yes.
the spirit of the party in a way has been set. This, it wasn't much of a competition. So B was 67, 69%. Now 10, 14%. Oka 9 in Abomwa. And do 50% of what the first person had.
God.
Notwithstanding any other calculation, the facts are the facts. It is the fact. I just don't see how Bawumia, His Excellency, the Vice President, will not be
The flag bearer of the MP.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
He would definitely be chosen by the party.
I don't see any other way. I mean, we all knew that the competition is going to be between Bawumia and Alan.
Yeah.
And with
Kennedy
showing force. It turned. And we had we've gotten a glimpse of all the candidates. And nobody should make a mistake that those super delegates don't have an influence
on your friend is saying polling station.
I mean, nobody should have if I voted for Dr. Bawumia, you cannot tell me that I don't have an influence in Abetifi. So just say nobody should. So for me, Minyaya, we should all see it because it is just going to happen. It's only a matter of time. But those people who give up now will be remembered by the party because we need time to close ranks. We need time to avoid opening of cracks so that we can forge ahead and prosecute the 2024 campaign. We are talking about breaking the 8. It is not by mouth, but by deeds. And everybody must make the sacrifice.
On Asempa FM,
everybody must make the sacrifice and the commitment. We are at a very difficult place. And we need to organize very quickly. And I pray, if it was me, it's not any means, meet me at General Mike, so I can but I pray that my seniors will see what I see. And
now come out withdraw.
Because
then the party would acclaim
because
Bawumia.
At any point in time, the MPP has a spirit. And no matter how hard you punch, you can't punch that spirit.
The spirit would always be behind one candidate.
That is just what it is.
And this time it is behind Dr. Bawumia.
You see it. Whether a limited number or expanded, that spirit will prevail. But if there are people holding it, because as a democratic process, there has to be an election, and drag us, you realize that if they go there and it's even worse, then the party will have difficulty in forgiving those people. But if they see it and close ranks, do you understand? It allows for the party to start the process now. That is what I believe.
Okay.
But I'm not the other candidates. Okay. So I can speak freely and go. But they should sit down and analyze it and save this party.
You believe Omoeka said Bawumia would be a strategic choice for the NPP to win 2024? Or just assembly?
That is what MPP superdelegates believe overwhelmingly. And all of them that voted didn't come from Togo, Burkina, or Mali. They are Ghanaian MPP politicians, seniors for that matter. It is not just I believe. The party now overwhelmingly at the superdelegates level believe, and I believe it will translate to the
polling station.
I mean, look, you have some of the regions, they are completely shut out to other candidates. People got zero. Dr. Baumia got 100% in some regions, 90% in others. They are completely shut out. So where are we going with this? It will only be a matter of time, but it is inevitable. As to whether Dr. Baumia will win, for now, look, if this thing was Dr. Baumia 45%, 51%, Obinya 30%, Obinya 20%, Nankayano chair, then you see a competition. But I don't see it. I don't see it. So if they save us, I know that they have supporters.
Okay.
Almost 150, 200,000 votes, definitely. So 1,000 it will appear in your ESA.
Among 4 hours.
But November, you realize that now a voice governor no mu yedede no na omusa. But then now we see it.
Always take part in a time.
I'm not advising.
Okay.
I'm only speaking out loud. But going forward, people should take a cue on where we're going.
Honorable Bryan Acheampong, Edase, Bibi any ebesia din komobio. Why?
Miss Medas.
Edase, Papa. Dr. Bryan Acheampong, Minister in charge of Food and Agriculture, and Motel in Kano. Oja Yahwako.